this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Werewolf Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. In the last chapter, the pack hosted its 5th match. Lord Michael and a new blood, Lord Jim, were chosen to fight for breeding rights over the Alpha. Lord Michael won and sired Queen Julia's 3rd litter. Afterwards, the pack spent a day at the Blood Den, dancing together and cloud-gazing. Lady Ada and Prince Alfred took turns riding Twilight, and at its end, the Alpha declared Lady Catherine her enemy, sentencing her to death. The pack gathered in the Blue Room on Wednesday morning for Lady Catherine's moon judgment, and witnessed the humiliating execution of their kennel master. A new face has since joined us. Lady Lily Eternal is the new kennel master. Her traits are kleptomaniac, lazy, and green fiend. Lady Lily comes from a renowned family of adventurers, recognized by all werewolves as being the first to gain immortality. Her parents believe that children should pursue their own learnings and paths even if it takes them away from werewolf society. So they're quite surprised that Lily has chosen to go against the grain and serve the royal pack instead. Oh my goodness, guys. First of all, Merry Christmas. Welcome, and Merry Christmas. I hope all of you are either having a wonderful day or are going to have an amazing day. But the reason why I am, starting off with a little scream is because we seem to be having a lost video trend of late. So I recorded, again, an hour-long, really exciting video, chapter for Christmas, and what ended up happening? Well, this time around, it wasn't the flippin' visuals that was a problem, it was the audio. So I think my OBS software updated or something like that, because it suddenly bumped up the volume of my game, even though when I checked my sound options, everything was at 10%, which is normally what I leave it at. But in the actual recording, the Sims were literally fighting with my voice. So I had a really hard time hearing what I was saying when, I was competing with their screams and their giggles and their yells and complaints. So at first, I rendered the video with a little notice saying that the game volume is a little bit loud, but I hope you guys can bear with me. And then I slept. And when I woke up, I decided, no, we are not doing this. We are not going down that road. If I can do a recap because of freeze framing, I can do a flippin' recap because of loud game volume. So after many adjustments, here we are, guys. Here we are. I hope that you guys are fine with the recap. I mean, hey, at least we cover more ground. More time has gone by. I was kind of bummed because it was a very, very fun episode to have on Christmas. But you know what? We will cover all of it in 10 minutes. In a 10-minute recap, 8-minute recap. It's shorter this time around. In an 8-minute recap with screenshots. But first, we need to go ahead and read the diary entries for Chapter 10 that happened before the lost video. I hope this is not going to be my intro now for every episode. I really hope so. But maybe it's a Christmas thing. Maybe it's just a Christmas thing, okay? It's like unexpected presents that we are getting. The game is throwing us presents that we don't want, but we're getting, and we're going to be grateful for because it's allowing us to move ahead in time quite a bit. Let's start off with Lady Lily Eternal. Let's start off with her. Where are you going? Okay, she's going to go talk to Jessie. When you go talking to Jessie... Oh, jeez. Okay, well, the other thing, guys, I don't know what's been going on. Now, I rarely get frustrated at things, but my Sims have just been refusing to keep their diaries to themselves. So, at this point, I'm reaching a place where I may just abandon the diaries altogether in game, but I'm still gonna keep track of like the chapters and, you know, their invisible diary entries that we won't see. I'll keep track of that on my phone and I'll just read through. I mean, normally what I do anyways is I write out their diary entries on my phone and then I transfer it in game. I write it out again in game. But you know, if they're constantly throwing their diaries out into thin air, and not letting me find it, or just spitting out all their entries and me having to constantly rebuy the diaries, I'm just not going to use them so that I can save myself the headache. The concept was really cute, and I suppose it would work if you're making just a couple entries here and there, but for the kind of work that I'm trying to do, I don't think it's gonna last long term. Or if it is, he'll drive me crazy, and I don't think we want a crazy fantasy-esque because we need her sane in order to make these videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Lily Eternal's diary entry. I'm finally here. After all that talking about being different and getting into the middle of things, the royal pack. So far, the horses have given me the warmest welcome. Well, I suppose I did bring a stallion and grow the herd. I call him Wizard. That aside, I did manage to speak to Prince Will a little. He's definitely got a story to tell. I can just see the misery in his eyes. So that is her entry. The next entry we have is for Ada Blade. So Ada Blades, Chapter 10 entry. How do I process this misery? A part of me feels like my decisions pushed Catherine to her death. If only I hadn't turned her away. But it's too late to think like that. Lord Jesse said so when I spoke to him. He was the last one intimate with her. That makes me envious, but I don't even hate him for it. I'm just glad she knew warmth from someone before she died. So with Ada, you can see she's got a new journal that I got her, but she's got a ton of these entries just lying around the place. So everything is everywhere, and it's a little bit annoying to like sort through. So as amazing as Ravasheen's mod is for the journal, I just don't think it's practical long term. Unfortunately, it just ain't practical. Now let's move on to Queen Julia Curse. Let's see. Okay, Queen Julia Curse, Chapter 10. I stargazed with Will last night. We spoke about the past few days, about Lady Catherine's death. My entanglements have destroyed a lot between us, but I think now we're finding ourselves. Lady Lily has joined the pack, and I hope things will be different. I don't know what to make of her just yet, but her family is famous, and they've gifted us a stallion. Beautiful thing too. Wasn't that appropriate? Wizard just came by as I was reading the entry. That's very nice. Anyways, those are all the entries. Now, I may just decide to change the format of like how we do the stories, and I may just abandon the diary entries altogether, and I might just do the like summary recaps that I usually do, which I think should be fine. But I mean, we'll see. I might do just like a combined diary entry, or like me reading out a portion of the story that has happened off camera since, you know, the last chapter, because I like the way it informs the emotions and some of what's going to happen in the video that we're watching, and it helps get me into the zone for, you know, the way the characters are going to act with each other. But I may just decide that unfortunately the diary entries is just not working out the way that I would like it to work out, but that's okay. I kind of like the way that, you know, our stories are quite flexible, and depending on the way certain things work or don't work, we just work around it. So anyways, now that we have pushed that out of the way, we are going to go over the 8-minute recap of what happened in Chapter 10, the Lost Video, and then we will jump back in with our Sims to, I think, have the next match. We need to have our 6th match, and this time we'll have match suitors fighting for breeding rights over Lady Ada the matchmaker. So we have exciting stuff coming. So we began at this beautiful observatory park with our pack members and 2 new additions. Some of the kids also aged up, so they got makeovers, and it was generally a good time. Well, as good as can be after Catherine's death. I certainly wasn't upset about that, but I know some of you might be, and definitely Ada was, so there was that. The most important addition, of course, was Lady Lily Eternal, who joined us as the new kennel master, and I just love her. She's got reddish, dusky skin, dark brown eyes, which is the same as Queen Julia's eyes, and a light brown / dark blonde hair. I can't decide. In the portrait panel, it looks like her hair is light brown, but then in game, I don't know if it's because of lighting or her specific, skin tone, but it looks dark blonde. I don't know, you guys can tell me. So she was getting along quite well with Master Herman Tail's ex, Catherine's son, who aged up into a toddler. I was really excited when I jumped into cast with him because even though he has his father's dark blue eyes and white hair, he has his mother's beautiful and narrow face. So I'm really excited to see how he's going to look as he ages up even more so. Now, when Lady Lily joined the pack, she brought with her a stallion named Wizard. He's a Tennessee Walker with the traits independent, friendly, and free spirit. So yes, our horse herd has grown just a little bit more. I was talking previously about us needing to have more horses because we are starting to get more Sims in the household, and Twilight can't be taking everyone out on a ride all the time. So now we have 2 horses. Our ladies and boys can, take turns between. So here we got to see the wolf nap in action, which is I think one of the abilities that comes with werewolves. Which some of our ladies have, but they haven't transformed or done it. Not everyone, I think, has attained the transformation mastery either. But this was with Will and Herman. It was pretty adorable to have them cozying up next to each other because it was so unexpected. Also, now that some of the werewolves are, getting transformation mastery outside of our household, they're shifting on their own. So we have werewolves walking around, but without the rage beams spitting out of their eyes. Okay, on Friday morning, the alpha went into labor. I found it interesting that the sire of this litter, Lord Michael, was really up in Queen Julia's business. He was literally in her face. I kind of interpreted that as him wanting to push his way into prominence by being overly present. Still don't like him, but he's still trying. So to my surprise, the alpha gave birth to another boy named Prince Harvey Curse. I was expecting her to have a girl because the last 2 pregnancies have resulted in boys, but now we have 3 potential alphas for the next generation. So fighting it out is going to be exciting. And we haven't even stopped having all the babies yet, so we have a lot to look forward to. This baby took on a lighter shade, but with his father's cool tone. He looks kinda purplish against his mother's warm skin, but at least we have really good variation among the kids so far. Moving on to Friday night, the pack assembled for Queen Julia and Lady Ada's wedding. Yes, that's right, we had our 3rd royal wedding. It was actually the matchmaker's wish to get married, so after the alpha gave birth, we made it happen. I can definitely say the wedding this time around was so much more peaceful. Obviously, because we didn't have 2 ladies fighting for the queen's attention. Prince Elmer also aged up into a child, so we gave him a makeover and he looks super cute. He randomized the vegetarian trait, which gave me a really interesting story challenge because he's a werewolf. After some thinking, I decided to interpret it as Prince Elmer wanting to be more civilized and not bound by his werewolf nature. Unlike his older brother, I figured he doesn't put the werewolf curse on a pedestal and sees it for what it is. A curse. I also went ahead and started a companion group for the kids. If you've watched Generation 6 of Vampire Amazon, you'll know this is something I like to do with the youngsters. Basically, I use the club feature to put them into groups of 8 in the order they're born, just so they can hang out with others their age and, we we can just summon them to the castle whenever we want and pretty much all the time we want. I was way more proactive with this wedding and had the wedding portrait of Julia and Ada already set up. They ended up taking a whole wall space for their picture, which I don't mind because they are the most recent marriage. One thing I noticed here was that the alpha seemed the most carefree out of all her portraits, but the matchmaker seemed kind of cold and indifferent, which makes sense because for her this isn't really a love marriage. I mean, the love of her life has died, been killed by the person that she's marrying, so you know. The other two frames were resized and put together on the same wall, so at least we can look back on it when we want to. I guess it's sort of become like a memorial. It's also kind of crazy how in Lady Edith's portrait, she was actually pregnant with Lilith. Not Lilith, oh my goodness, Lillian. I do this all the time. I keep calling Lily and Lillian Lilith, who was a character in Generation 2 of Vampire Amazon, but you know, that's from a long time ago. For some reason though, my tongue just keeps going in that direction. Anyways, so Edith here was pregnant with Lillian at the time, and now Lillian is a child, so that kind of blows my mind. You know what else it is? I think when I see like Edith and then the Lillian, automatically my brain's like, yeah, Lilith. But no, I need to try and fix this. It might take some time, but I need to try and fix this. So after the wedding, we had my favorite part, the archery contest for our princes, which would dictate their social position among the boys in the castle. I will link the Archery Skill Mod I used down in the description, so you guys can use this awesome activity in your own games as well. It comes with a long and short range target. I'm not sure if the short range is exclusive to kids, but I played it safe and just tried that one. It worked just fine. To my surprise, Prince Elmer won the challenge against his brother. He got a victory moodlet at the end, which is how I was able to tell. You could probably see it on the screen right now at the bottom left. Now I should probably go a little bit into social ranking among the boys. Once we start having 2 male children in the pack, status and titles are not used in an age order. Strength determines it. So we will no longer call Alfred the eldest or the first prince. Elmer is now the first prince, and Alfred is known as the second prince. Obviously, after his archery contest, our first prince had to go on a victory ride with the new stallion Wizard. I still get so excited when I see the horses go down so the kids can get up. I just think it's the coolest thing ever. As Prince Elmer was riding off here, I started talking a bit more about the social ranking. I decided there would be a single shared list for the royal and noble sons, which would determine overall status. But the number in front of their prince or master title would be based on their caste. So, you know, the whole first prince, first master, second master. It'll make more sense as we play instead of trying to wrap our heads around it now, but you know, at least I have the system figured out. And that's pretty much everything we did in Chapter 10, The Lost Video. It is Sunday afternoon and we are ready with our pack to have the 6th match. This time it is for breeding rights over the matchmaker Lady Ada. And guys, let me tell you, this video has been one challenge after another. Unexpectedly, all the challenges have decided to come on Christmas Day. Now I wanted initially to have this video out on Christmas. Just know I started the recording process on Christmas morning. It is now 8 p.m. or 2 minutes to 8 p.m. On Christmas night. And this video might come out on Boxing Day. I don't know at this point. I will have to see how long I'm willing to stay up for, you know, the video to render and then to upload and then to process before I finally publish it. But let me just go through some of the challenges that I underwent to get this footage out to you guys, to get this content made because of my passion for the story of our werewolves. So after the initial struggle that we have already gone through in the recap, the whole reason the recap happened, I had my match suitors ready, right? I moved them into the main household, and I jumped into Cass. Which is the silliest thing ever in a main household of several Sims, or Sims, you can't necessarily keep track of, which exceeds the game's limit. So I had all the Sims now, plus the horses. And it's silly because the game does not like it when you have 8 Sims. It will delete a Sim. So I finished whatever the heck I was doing. I was messing around with someone's werewolf form. Finished that. And I was lining everyone up here. And I noticed someone was missing. And I thought, wait, who's missing? I literally looked at the little panels at the bottom, and it hit me that I had accidentally deleted our first prince, Elma. After all his hard work in the previous round, winning that archery contest, I flippin' deleted him by accident. And I checked the queen's family tree. He was literally just obliterated from the face of the earth. He was nowhere to be seen. Which kind of had me reeling. Thankfully, both his parents were alive, and I had all his genetics written out in my spreadsheet, plus I recently did his makeover, so I knew exactly what outfits he was wearing. But I had to go through the effort of getting the queen pregnant again with Roy's baby, and then have her give birth again, and then make sure that baby is a boy, age that boy up into a child, give him all the right genetics, give him a makeover, the appropriate trait, and finally had our Elma back. Now, he might be slightly different genetically than the Elma that, we all had before this portion of the video, but at least we have Elma from the right parents, with the right genes, with the right personality. We have him, but his relationships might have taken a hit, right? And so there is that. And once, that particular issue was sorted and I had my match suitors ready to go, I did my brief explanation for you guys. So I did record this portion already beforehand. I did a brief explanation, and since Will already has transformation mastery, I thought to myself, let's just go ahead and get him to transform on his own and we'll trigger it for the other guy. Well, guess what? Will transformed himself into invisibility, right? He literally attained invisibility and was nowhere to be seen. The camera kept focusing in the middle of our match ring, so I knew he was there, and his portrait was with us as well, but he was nowhere to be seen. He just left the material plane. So that was the second issue I went through, and essentially I had to load back in my save to get Will standing here again, and this time around I am just going to trigger the transitions for both of them because I do not trust him to transform on his own with instruction from me to do it without raging. So those are just some of the challenges, and in case you're wondering about why I didn't just load back for Elma, well, it's because, guys, I am a serial saver. I save every flippin' chance I get. Literally between every segment of these videos I make, I save so that I don't, lose progress. But also, I don't like clutter, which means I only have one save for this particular playthrough. I don't like having, I know some people love backups and multiple saves, which is smart, but I don't. It feels really cluttery when I'm seeing it on my screen. I like things to be neat and clean, so I just have the one save. And unfortunately, I saved after Elma was deleted and before I realized that he was gone. So by the time it hit me, it was kind of too late. And I have a little bit of a story explanation for that as well. I thought that far ahead. But finally, we are ready to have this match. So, okay guys, let us go ahead and meet the match suitors over here. Please cooperate, Will. Please, not Will. Jim. Did I say Will? I meant Jim. I mix up the name sometimes, guys. I mix up the name. I meant Jim. But we have Jim, my favorite, and I feel like the most beautiful male that we have, Jim, with his blue eyes and blonde hair and cool toned skin, he is our first match suitor. He was first brought in for the alpha, but he lost that particular match. This is his second time fighting. And then we have a new male over here. This is Lord Earl Eternal. He is, as the name says, the brother of Lady Lily. He has cool toned skin as well that I think is slightly darker than Jim's, light brown eyes and brown hair. Now, Ada selected both of these males for herself. Jim, obviously, she had lined up for the alpha, so she would feel that it's good enough for her. As for Lily's brother, now, unlike some previous situations, Ada actually asked Lily to invite her brother for this particular match because we may have discussed this before, we may have not. At this point, I've had like so many versions of this record, like, you know, this chapter done that I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't said. But Lily, her family is pretty famous, and that's because they are recognized as being the first werewolves to figure out and attain immortality and show everyone that it's not just exclusive to vampires. So even if people don't know specific members of, you know, their family, everyone will know that family. If you say you belong to the Eternal, they'll immediately know who that is. And, you know, the members of the Eternal clan are essentially treated with some sort of reverence and respect, and they're known as adventurers. So Ada liked the idea of having that curious nature, that adventurous, you know, side of you, all those adventurous qualities bred into her children. And she also felt as though it might be helpful to her child in the court if, you know, they have a famous paternal family to back them up and to back up their lineage. So for that reason, she wanted Lord Earl to participate as well. But I think she'll be happy with either male because, you know, she chose Jim for the alpha beforehand. So unlike the situation with her brother Michael, both of these males are here because she wants them here. Okay, let us finally get into the flippin' match. I'm going to go ahead and just trigger the transitions. Nope, not here. Let's go ahead. Maximum Fury. Oh, no! I'm sorry, Queenie. That was... Also, does he have the polyamorous trait? I need to check. He does not. We need to give that to him because it is a werewolf thing. I'm sorry, Julia. I forced a transition for her. I did not mean that. I'm just all over the place at this point. Okay, see, there we go. That didn't make him invisible. For some reason, he just can't peacefully transform. He's capable of it, but if I tell him to do that, he just becomes invisible. So anyways, our males are turning. Okay, and there we go. We have our males all ready for us. And I am going to get Lord Jim as the first match suitor to initiate this fight. So let's go ahead and brawl. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Come on, let's go and brawl. Let us go and brawl. Okay, good. Nope. Don't. That is ridiculous. Hold on a second. That is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We are working through this. We are working through this. Okay, Jim. Let's do this brawl. Okay, there we go. It should work now. It should work now. I think the princes would be quite excited, no? To see the match over here. And look at Elma. You can't even tell that he's a different Elma, right? You can't even tell. Elma is Elma, but guys, he's not really the same Elma that we knew. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, look at Elma's reaction. He's like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? I think you can definitely see with the way Elma was acting and the way Alfred's acting. Alfred finds this whole werewolf business really cool and fascinating, and he wants to be just like these, raging werewolves when he's older. Whereas Elma, he's got that vegetarian trait. He believes more in having control over your wild side. So seeing this sort of, raw power, I think it freaks him out a little bit, and rightfully so. And, ooh. Wait. Which one was that? Was that Jim? Jim? I think that was Jim. They both have similar, like, werewolf forms, so it's hard to tell. Yep, it was Jim. Guys, Jim won! Oh, Jim won! That makes me happy. Oh, nice. Well, I mean, Jim and Earl despise each other, so, you know, that ain't too great. But hey, we managed to get what we wanted done, so that is good to know. Now we need to get Ada and Jim moved to their bedchamber so they can get some of this romance business underway. It is Monday morning, and our matchmaker is finally ready to have some alone time with the victor, Lord Jim Light. Now, it was a full moon, and so everyone, by the time, you know, I was ready, just as I was getting ready to send them all upstairs, they all decided to transform and go howling at each other and be all crazy, so I had to wait until morning when they turned back. In the meantime, I just spent some time with Alfred, going through his homework, and just checking up on Elma a little bit. Now, oh yeah, that's right. We have some new red icons, which I wanted to look through real quick. So the ones we have here and both of the new icons that I wanted to check out, they were on Jim. So he has this one, Survival Instincts. These Sims seem to have an extra sense for danger, gaining additional fury while scared or tense, and try extra hard to keep themselves physically safe. Now, I wonder if that had something to do with, you know, him actually winning that match. And then we have Racked with Guilt. Sometimes the weight of this werewolf curse is too much to bear. Not only do these Sims gain extra fury while sad, they also might feel a sliver of remorse for their actions. So that's kind of interesting. Although I think Earl also... Yeah, Earl had the survival instincts, but after the full moon, he got the frisky. Which I don't think Jim had the survival instincts, so that's kind of interesting. The fact that Earl had a bit of an advantage, but even so, he did manage to win over. But okay, Ada, we are gonna get you guys started with your romance. Your discussion seems to be pretty good. Now these two haven't really flirted before. She's also, oh no, what's happening here? Be hugged. Why didn't you want to accept that hug? Now he's embarrassed, great. Okay, but he's gonna take that, even though she's really awkward and bad at this, it's fine. She's gonna ask an appropriate question. Also, isn't Jim, I'm pretty sure Jim, he's unflirty as well. I'm pretty sure he is unflirty as well. How did that go? Was that a bad choice? That might have been a bad choice. Nope, I'm gonna try a pickup line. He's taking it, it's going fine. I mean, they have some basis for their relationship. It might be going up slower than others though. We'll try a futile flirt. At least he's being receptive in some way. Crudely compliment appearance. I'm pretty sure, let me check. I think he's also unflirty. Yeah, he is, because I remember that being a point of, you know, similarity for them and a reason why she connected with him and kind of chose him for the Alphas match. Because they, to a degree, were on the same wavelength. Oh, first kiss that soon? I like it. Okay, let's get going, guys. Let's get going. Come on. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Also, guys, it is winter. It is like the second day of winter. I didn't even realize how quickly time was creeping up on us. But we have, like, let me just quickly jump to the calendar. We have 2 days before Alfred becomes a teen, guys. 2 days before Alfred becomes 18. I'm gonna get rid of this lottery. Which means we may see him age up into a teen in the next chapter. How exciting is that? That is so exciting, and I'm really, really thrilled that we're gonna start seeing our simmies as teens. Okay, guys, things are steamy. Can we move on to the bed? No? Darn it. Let's anxiously confess attraction. Can we really not move on to the bed? Oh, come on. We'll blow him a timid kiss. Okay. You can do it, guys. This is probably like such a struggle for both of them. It might have actually been easier if Earl won, because then the both of them, at least on his end, things would have moved along a little bit faster. He's very tense right now. We're trying though, we're trying our best. Let's reluctantly hold hands. Let's reluctantly embrace. I mean, she has plenty of practice with, we'll do mistletoe kiss, and then, because I feel like that's Christmassy, and then an unflirty kiss. Okay, Ada, she has plenty of practice with Queen Julia. So this shouldn't be that much of a struggle. Oh, they're cute. Yep, it's almost Prince Alfred's birthday. We are aware, we are aware. We definitely know. And we are very excited for it. Oh, thank goodness. Let's go. Let's go try for a baby Lord Jim. Come on. Let us conceive our first matchmaker litter. I'm ready for this. Come on, Ada. Come on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Finally, we're getting around to it, guys. Finally getting around to it. And we get to see whether their sleepwear is compatible. Oh. I mean, kind of? It's, okay, they have slight compatibility, because both of their bottoms have like this pale blue, but their tops don't match. So it's not a complete match. Not totally compatible, but slight compatibility. Which makes sense, you know, they're both unflirty Sims. So it probably is a big step for them to even get this far, but I'm proud of them. I'm very proud of them. And you know what? I hope we've learned lessons from this particular chapter, and we won't be repeating things like, you know, accidentally deleting Sims. So I think we have some good days ahead of us, guys. We've got some good days ahead of us. And then we'll go ahead and let them out so we can take a test. I really don't have to, actually, I was going to say I don't have to lock the rooms, but the reason I do that is so that they don't run away. Like the Sims I'm trying to work with, I don't want them to run away, you know? Why are you guys frozen up in there? Are you okay? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now once we are done with this, we're gonna try and go through some of the whims for our Sims. Let's open up the door. Okay, let's go take out test. And then we'll set the house party for when she's due. When is her birthday? She and the Queen, they should be aging up. I think do they age up on the same day? They might not. I'm not actually sure, I'll have to see. Or maybe it was someone who died who had this, they had birthdays on the same day. Okay. I'm so excited for Ada, I'm so excited. I mean, I really like Ada as well, so I can't wait. Yeah, the pregnancies definitely offset their ages, so like their ages won't align with each other, which is fine. But let's go ahead and set the events. It'll be 1, 2, 3. So the day after Alfred's birthday is when she's gonna have her baby. So we'll do a house party, not a gold event, just a house party. Ada, Julia, and Lily are gonna be the hosts. And then we'll invite Jim, Lord Earl, Michael, Jesse, Will. Oh, Harvey's he's infant now. That means we have to give him his toddler makeover. I have to age him up into a toddler and give him a makeover. That's exciting. And then Roy. Who else? We'll invite Lillian and the kitties. There we go. That should be good. Excellent. And this is at 12 p.m. So we'll do 12 p.m. So it's going to be a midday baby. Or an afternoon baby, I suppose. So there we go. That's exciting. Right. So I I did say I'm gonna whip through some whims, and I definitely want to, but I feel like I should go give little baby Javi a makeover. Let's hope I don't delete him too. And then we'll come back and maybe we can invite him over, take a look at him. I think that might be fun. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And depending on, actually, if I move the males out as well, I think we'll be able to get our horses back. So yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Oh my goodness, guys, look how pretty the castle looks during winter. This looks like Christmas to me. I flippin' love it. It is so pretty. But it is Monday afternoon, and I have given Prince Javi a makeover. He is so cute. I, for once, am not upset that his father is Michael. I don't know to what degree he has influenced the baby's, facial features, but the child looks very adorable. So we're gonna go ahead and get our gathering started. And guys, I was just looking at the clubs for Elma, and he wasn't in a group, and I was so confused. I thought to myself, why isn't Elma in a group? He should be in a group with his brother. And I realized it's because this Elma, this adorable Prince Elma, is not the original Elma we had, which is why he was not in the group, and I had to add him in. I had to put him in, and it broke my heart just a little. But anyways, the story of Elma's incident, guys. Let's go through. This is so cozy. He's got his hands warming up against the fireplace, and the windows all frosty outside. This is perfect. Anyways, the story behind Elma. So guys, it all stems from Lily's brother. So Lily's brother, where is he? Lord Earl. He has been dabbling in some very interesting artifacts, and as such, he has residual dark magic that he has, come into contact with, and not a lot of it is has been explored, right? Not a lot of it is covered by typical werewolf streams of knowledge. So he didn't entirely know the effects it would have when he came into the castle, and for some reason, something happened. Maybe that it coinciding with the full moon, something happened, and essentially he threw our Elma into another dimension, and he pulled Elma from that other dimension into this one. So basically, the Prince Elma we have now, he is from another dimension. He's they've been swapped. We don't know what happened to our Elma, and we'll never see our Elma again, but it's the same for this prince. He's never going to see the original world he's from ever again. And how did you get in here? How did you get in here, kiddo? The blue room is supposed to be locked. This is the execution room. You don't want to be in here. You don't want to be in here, let me tell you. Okay, we're gonna lock for everyone, and hopefully he won't come in here again. But yeah, that is the story behind Elma, and I kind of like the idea that maybe as he grows up, he kind of knows that he doesn't fit into this place. He looks very similar to the original Elma, so much so that, everyone else, they really can't tell that it's not him. And the only one who knows that he's not the original first prince is gonna be, Elma himself and where is he? Lord Earl. So they're the only ones they have this kind of secret between each other, and they're the only ones who know what happened. Obviously, because when it happened, Earl was affected by it, or he initiated it somehow by accident. And our first prince is the result of that. So as he grows up, he might feel some sort of disconnect with the people of this world, even though, he knows it's his family. They look like his family, but they, at the same time, there's a little something that's different. It's a little something that's different. And, you know, the others might feel the same way as well. They might feel that, you know, after a certain point in Elmer's life, he changed a bit. They're not quite sure how he changed, but they feel as though he has changed a bit. But the change is like so minute, you can't exactly put your finger on it. Because, I mean, come on, how many of you guys would have been able to tell if I hadn't told you? How many of you guys would have been able to tell that this is not our original first Prince Elmer if I hadn't told you? How many? So I think it's pretty plausible that, you know, he is, especially because they transform back and forth so often. Or not the kids at this point, but when you're young, you like change so much and you grow so much. I think for the others, they consider it maybe like a growth spurt or something that has changed a little bit because, you know, he's young and his body's still figuring itself out. I don't think they put very much stock on it because he doesn't look, I mean, he dresses the same, he has the same hair, he has the same skin, the same eyes, he looks the same as far as they can tell. But I just thought that was an interesting thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and actually invite over Harvey. Hopefully it's not too late for him. But guys, look at Prince Harvey. He is so cute. So cute. I love that skin tone on him. So pretty. And, oh, I wanted to mention, yes, we have fixed the child and toddler skin tone, so you know everything is well, all is well. Now, for the, like, when they age up from children to teens, then they will start wearing, well, not wearing, but, you know, I'll give them the overlay that the adults have. And that particular overlay, it does darken them a shade. But it is not as drastic as what the toddlers and the children had beforehand with the old overlay that we were using. So if you're wondering, like, if you're, you know, you or myself, I also have been wondering at times, why some of the babies, when they're born, they look lighter than their parents. For example, when we had, Herman. When Herman was born, I remember saying, why does he look lighter than his parents? Because both his parents are very dark. Well, he does have the accurate skin tone of his parents, because this is what I'm pretty sure, like, the tone he has now is the same color that Catherine and Jesse would have had, or do have. But because of the overlay, it just darkens them a shade. So basically, when Herman ages up into a teenager and we give him the adult overlay, he'll end up having the same skin color as his parents. So, you know, it'll work out. It's plausible. It's not going to be out of our realm of, you know, reality. So let's take a look at him. Hold on a second, kiddo. Let me get down here. And it's perfect that his father is like right here for us to see. Let's take a look. He's giving his father the side eye. I love this. But he has light blue eyes and he's got golden blonde hair and dusky skin. So when I'm looking at him, his skin is like this color right now, which is, I think, it's literally a shade lighter than his father. But when he ages up, I actually don't know, because with the babies, obviously they get a skin tone randomized or a shade randomized between the mother and the fathers. It could be something that the mother has, the father has, or anything in between. So whatever he has now, I mean, it might not be the exact same as Michael, but he will, when he becomes a teenager, get like a shade darker. But I think that's fine. It's not too drastic, but he's so cute. He's adorable. I love him. He's so precious. He is so precious, guys. I love every single prince we have right now. I love all our princes, and I'm actually so glad that we're doing the oh great. What is up with Twilight and taking a dump in the most inopportune places? Like, we are trying to, you know, gush over this cute baby, and you're just taking a dump next to him? That is not very royal and dignified of you, Twilight. Not very. Okay, little one. I'm gonna get... And of course, he just takes his royal boots right through the flippin' thing over here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I am gonna get Queen Julia to snuggle the baby because we want to make sure we do that. And guys, why are you here? Why is everyone... Oh my goodness, why are you guys dancing here? I mean, okay, I understand that the music is drawing you to the dance floor, but you shouldn't be here. You guys should be elsewhere. This is exclusively for weddings. Don't do this. This is exclusively for weddings. Queenie, can we give Prince Harvey a hug? Please. You know what? I'll kick them out some other time. I should be actually able to pull them outside. I might do that and then just lock up the room. But let's go and give Harvey a hug. I'm gonna try for every one of these toddlers. I don't know if she's given Herman a hug. She might not have snuggled Herman. But sometimes, you know, the brain's all over the place. Actually, I'm pretty sure Herman joined us during the chaotic recap period. So, you know, the lost video period. So my mind might have been a little bit all over the place. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, your children are so pretty. Your children, all your boys are so pretty. Okay, are we gonna pick him up? Are we gonna pick him up? But I love the long hair he has with the braid. It's so cute. Oh, look at this. Look at how happy he is. He's so happy looking at his mother. Aww, you're adorable. Look at this. This is so wholesome. This is so wholesome. Okay, now it looks like it's kind of glaring, but this is exciting. This is very, very nice. I love all the age ups we're having. It's getting me excited. And you know what? As unexpected as Elma's, and look at this guy. This guy has a really, really cool style, I will say. I do like him. He's very intriguing. These two siblings, very, very intriguing. I unfortunately haven't been able to get any whims done like I said I would, but we just had so much to catch up on. And as I was saying before I got distracted by Lord Earl, I kind of like the unexpected story that he brought us with Elma. The fact that now the two of them have this secret of Elma being from a different dimension and not the original first prince, but like nobody else knows it. And you know what? It could also be that Earl, using that same magic to cover up his own mistake, has put some sort of like glamour over Elma, some sort of protective glamour over Elma. So even if there are differences in his appearance or his demeanor, like the others, they can't exactly tell because of that glamour that's been put on him by Earl. And since Earl is the one who put it there, he's the only one that can see it. And Elma, of course, knows that that Earl is aware of his reality. And who knows, maybe down the line, he'll find himself connecting with Earl. I'll be curious to see whether he grows up to, you know, feel indifferent towards Earl. He just doesn't care. He's busy living his own life. Or if he hates Earl for ripping him away from his actual family and bringing him into this strange reality that is the same but not quite. Or if he's gonna, you know, become really close with Earl and they'll be confidants because he feels as though Earl's the only one that understands him, because Earl's the only one that knows his reality. Whatever it is, I think it'll be exciting. But okay guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed and that you all had a very Merry Christmas and that your holidays have been absolutely wonderful. Whenever this video comes out, honestly, whether it's Christmas or Boxing Day, at present, I definitely think it's going to be Boxing Day, but you know what? We'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.